Or you
funny.
see the one where he's like chasing people in Penguins jerseys like through the halls of the arena, and it's like just helping some Penguin fans get home safely, and he's like after them and chasing them.
Old time hockey?
Old time hockey. Wow.
I'm listening to the song.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Let's go, coach.
Oh,
I'm not even going to explain it. Let's just get going, boys.
wow. My allergies to these fans, you know.
I will explain it quickly. There's a buddy of mine here in Moncton that's been his dream to go to a Wildcats game as the Hanson brothers. And so we did. And we got a bunch of pictures and we got on C103's stuff and everything. And we were on the Jumbotron a lot and it was a good time.
That is amazing.
So literally like 5 minutes ago, I was like, I got to put it on right now.
Wow.
I wish I was in more shape because I kind of just look like somebody's aunt, Linda or something.
With the hair,
Oh.
you mean?
Yeah.
And the mustache.
Jeremy, you just
beard.
look like 1999 Jeremy.
I was going to say.
I said,
This is
this is
retro.
not that different than my normal hair.
I just thought you took your hat off. Like I didn't know.
Anytime I see Jeremy without a hat, I do have to double take. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Who
it
is
is.
that?
It is jarring.
Wow.
I will say, Jeremy sent me a picture of his get up in a text message, and I literally asked, what's the context here? Because I didn't recognize him at all. Like the three of them together. He's
That
like,
is
don't you
amazing.
recognize someone? I was like, I assume one of them is you since you're sending this. I'm really bad at stuff like that. So
Did you have the different numbers too? Like 16, 17, 18? Like did you?
I'm 18, which I forget which one that is. If it's Jeff or...
That's amazing.
But yeah, you sit in order 16, 17, 18. It was...
Did you
I
get
was gonna
invited
say,
back?
there's your Chiefs. You've got Ogie right behind you, don't you?
I've got a few. And I was like literally 2 days ago, I was making a deal with a guy and he sent me some pictures. He was like, listen, pick any 4 pictures you want. And he had some autographs from Bruce Boudreau. Did you know Bruce Boudreau was in Slapshot?
I heard that before.
I didn't either. He's in Slapshot. He plays for the Presidents, like the green team. That's him.
Really?
Oh.
I had no idea that was him. Anyway, I got an autographed picture from Slapshot from Bruce Boudreau coming. Long story short, that just happened like 2 days ago.
Very cool.
That might be the coolest.
I
that
had
might
no
be the one
idea.
I'm most jealous of. All right,
Wow,
boys,
Jay.
enough. This is a serious podcast.
Serious.
Let's get serious.
I can't even look at you right now.
Well, that's all right.
I mean, you got to welcome back Tyson and Gary, right? I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
been like a rotating cast of characters the last couple of weeks, and we're
Yeah,
able to
it's-
finally break them out, and they're all 4 of us are back together here.
It's nice. It's nice to have the whole band back together. Everybody's been busy, but so I figure you guys are kind of bursting at the seams with your opinions on the news that broke today. I'll tee it up for you as the non-Leafs guy. But today it was made official. There was a rumor earlier this week by everybody's favorite Toronto Sun columnist, Steve Simmons.
Sorry.
But now it actually came official that John Chayka, which I was like, forgot about him. Wait, what happened again with him? Oh, yeah. And I went through all that.
Mm-hmm.
And Mats Sundin officially back as president of hockey operations, I believe is the title.
Or
No.
Chayka, yeah.
Senior
For
executive.
Chayka.
Senior executive, yes. And I believe, Matt, you were the one who said he is the guy who will translate the hockey speak to the business speak to Keith Pelley.
Well, that's what I thought, but today's news, that's not actually what happened. Like Chayka was hired as the GM and like president of hockey ops, and he will report directly to Pelley.
Yes.
Which I thought, okay, well, they wanted somebody to translate the hockey talk to Pelley, but apparently not, because that's not Sundin's title. He is like a senior advisor to hockey operations or something like that. So I don't know what that means.
Darren Dreger actually, like in the last little bit, put out some clarification on Sundin's role.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, my first instinct was I wasn't anti what it said. I'm just confused by the order of things. Because you're right, Chayka's answering directly to Pelley, not Sundin. But Sundin's involvement is as an advisor, and he has to do with team culture, player development, and leadership. So I read that as, so like Mats Sundin, you know what I mean? I'm picturing a scenario where he's just around, he has a lot to say. Austin Matthews wants to talk to somebody and feels like he can't talk to his coach. You go into a room with Mats Sundin.
Interesting. So not really in the management track at all. Like he's not working with future players or trades or like draft picks. He's working with the people we have already.
Which, you know what? Like I have a hard time growling about the role when we just spent a full year complaining about the culture must be bad. And then they bring in somebody to improve the culture and we're like, what the heck? Do you know what I mean?
I can't think of another example of this being done anywhere really, but
well, I find hockey roles, executive roles, to be strange because there are like advisors and like hockey ops and, you know, the president of player development. And you would assume that that's what they do. They work on stuff like this, but we don't ever hear about it. Like they're almost, I don't know, they almost came off to me as like pretend titles, but I mean, they have a role or they wouldn't get hired, right? Like
I know what you mean.
We just don't see them. Like we see the GM, we see the AGMs, we see, you know,
and Matt, sometimes I'll add that sometimes some of these teams, the office is full of former players already. And so some of that's just happening. Toronto's quite a different market and it's a large market. And I feel like the office is very full with a lot of office people and not necessarily, you know.
In places like San Jose, there's like tons of former players walking around, but there's only 100%. one or two on staff. It's just the players love it and the team invites them to be around all the time. But what you just
seems like that's not a thing in Toronto. Yeah.
No, what you just described sounds more like a sports psychologist with familiarity with the team.
Yeah.
I'm curious what will happen. I'm curious if we'll see him more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if, he's there for the playoffs, but or the players, sorry. But I wonder if somehow he'll get camera time.
What happens when the player complains to him and he has to go to the coaching staff as the senior executive guy and tell them to be nicer to the players? Like,
no, Marner's already gone. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Before we get back to being armchair GMs, we got to give a quick shout out to a true Atlantic Canadian legend.
That's right. Big 8 Beverages. If you grew up out east, you already know. And if you didn't, buddy, you missed out.
Big 8 is the official drink of minor hockey tournaments, post-game dressing rooms, and sitting in the stands, freezing while your kids forget how to skate.
Yeah, this stuff's been around longer than most rebuilds, and unlike most rebuilds, it actually works.
Big 8 is made right here in Atlantic Canada. Comes in a ridiculous amount of flavors, and somehow tastes even better when you're watching a 7-2 blowout.
It's the perfect drink for road trips, game nights, or when your team gives up 3 goals in 5 minutes and you just need something to help you calm down.
No fancy nonsense, no analytics, just a solid, dependable beverage. Basically the shutdown defenseman of soft drinks.
So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a Big 8. Support local, drink cold, and argue about hockey like an adult.
Big 8 Beverages. Proudly Atlantic Canadian and proudly riding shotgun for the Bush League Hockey Podcast.
Now let's do that hockey. Well, I'll tell you why I think it's weird. I think normally the players and the core that's in place has built the culture to a point that they do that. And that's why we don't really talk about this as an executive role.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some changes. I think that's what's...
Right. It's just, I don't think you'd see this. Like the only guy in an executive position who could even come close to being able to be in a position like that it makes some sort of sense, is your franchise all-time leader in points and, one of the most recognizable captains in Maple Leafs history. Like that's the only credentials you could have to have that position in an executive role to me. So I kind of thought like that I kind of get. It just is kind of crazy hearing that description of it as an executive role and not a player's.
But think about the lack of that stuff that must exist if they felt the need to go this direction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I did hear 2 other rumors before I want to ask you is about the Leafs' new GM, and then we have a lot of hockey to talk here, but I only ever bring up a rumor on here to you guys if I've seen it more than once, and I've now seen this 3 times. Now, mind you, 2 of the 3 times are like the dirt sheets of hockey pages. Do you know what I mean? Like
I was going to say, you've been on the show before and been baited in by Facebook pages.
But 3 times now, I've read that the Leafs are looking to hire, possibly as soon as this week, Gary Roberts, but in a non-executive role. And one of the articles said something about nutrition. Like he's just going to be there. Now I know I know. But he does that.
I know.
Yeah, he's done very well for himself.
The Gary Roberts training courses and summer stuff has been, it's things of legend, right? So like,
so
he has the pedigree, but we have in-house nutritionists on the team.
I know that's
chefs.
the only, but the only thing I scratch my head at though is if they're honestly trying to lean towards, we need more of these guys around.
Maybe. Yep.
You know what I mean? It might be worth he can do that too. And he's Gary Roberts. That's the difference.
Well, that's how the Sundin stuff sort of started. Like he wanted to be around the team and have a role in the team. And when they started talking, he wanted a bigger role, like not just like some informal, like mentor or team like somebody who's around the team. Like, team ambassador or like, organize the team outings for the players kind of thing. Like he wanted like an actual role on the team. So it escalated from there, but I'm curious.
Yeah, who knows? I'm curious about that one. And then Ty Domi's just around a lot anyway. He'd be like a liaison to he's around all the time. That's
a good segue, I think, to our new GM, because I think Ty Domi's around a lot because of Max Domi playing on the team. He's at like every home game now. You didn't really see him before Max came to Toronto. Like you saw him at alumni events, but you didn't see him like as much as you do now.
No.
Guess who traded Max Domi in the past? John Chayka. So what I'm saying is there's hope. You could do it again.
Wow. Yeah. So what's the thoughts on Chayka here? So I kind of alluded to it, but I when I first heard the name John Chayka, it took me a second. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't he quit voluntarily because something?
Yep, he resigned.
And then I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, he was like looking for other jobs
while having that job
under contract. And then I thought, people do that in the normal mortal world all the time. Why is it a big deal when he does it?
He must have left his resume on the printer in Arizona or something. Yeah. Somebody saw it.
Yeah. So there was that, but then there was also he was running like a prospect camp, like a private prospect camp that was like a low, hush type of thing that they were doing.
It was like a secondary combine almost.
Secondary combine, exactly. So, and then that was kind of,
so you get dinged some draft picks for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so not like, earth shattering stuff, I guess, but it's just funny that kind of followed him. And he's been, as far as I know, I don't think he's really been around the league in any capacity that I've heard since then, right?
He started up a investment firm, like a private equity firm, and ran that until now.
Okay.
So we basically went from Boston Pizza to Wendy's. So Tree Living has, anyway, connections to Boston Pizza, we'll say. And Chayka owns a whole ton of Wendy's franchises across the country. So he is into
funny.
the square burgers.
That should help with the nutrition.
That should help with the nutrition. But yeah, he basically GM'd for the Coyotes for 6 seasons and then did nothing in hockey until now.
Yeah,
he
and it was
owned
a big
and
deal.
ran an analytics company. Like he started up a hockey analytics company. So I guess he's into that, which Pelley hit in his CEO talk about how he want to get into it more and more. That really strange press conference he did. Maybe John's the man, right? Like maybe that's right up his alley. He's a young guy like Dubas was. For all of Dubas's faults, even with handcuffs, we were very successful in that time in terms of we had a good product on the ice.
Yeah.
I'm curious what will happen with Berube. Apparently, they're meeting tonight. As early as tonight was the report from people. So we'll see. I mean, GMs like to have their own guy, and especially if he's going to go analytic heavy, and Berube's like, old rough and tumble hockey. Who cares about them analytics? Then that's exactly how he sounds, by the way. Then maybe they're going to have a new coach, right? So.
Yeah, that would certainly track with new GM hires. And not to jump around too much, but just on that subject, I mean, you kind of got Bruce Cassidy out there looking for work. How would you feel about that?
We covered this already on the show. Bruce Cassidy is currently with the TNT crew, like in the intermissions. So I caught a few of his intermission segments, which I don't even watch the Sportsnet segments because there's some. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I caught some of his, and I'd take him.
I think he might be getting a call from some team out west at some point as well. Perhaps we might get around to. But
I should have segued that better because it was when he was in that intermission segment talking. They were talking to McDavid, and someone noticed that Cassidy never asked him any questions, and there was some kind of thing I heard. There was something I heard today on a podcast that the reason he didn't is because he's still technically under contract and like he's not allowed to whatever. But then it kind of led, right? Like that's kind of, and you're like, I guess it is on national TV. So there was some rumors. Anyway, side note, like you said, we already talked about it, but interesting. I just assume there will be a new coach there. But Chayka was interesting because I think he was the youngest. Was it? I think before Dubas, he was the youngest GM
at the time. At
the time, I forget which order.
Oh, he was. He was like an AGM
26.
He was an AGM at 25 and the full GM a year later at 26.
Yeah. So it was just kind of wild. So, like you said, I mean,
he likes to make trades.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
good or bad, he makes a lot.
I'm really torn about this. Like I watched a recap video today of all of his moves and his drafts and a lot of his moves. And you're right. He's not afraid to make a move. Seems polar opposite to Treliving, who refused to make a move.
At least it seemed that way. Yeah.
But I'm really cautious on using that history. I know we don't have a lot of history to go off of, so you can only go off of what you can see. But the Arizona Coyotes were a bottom-feeding team who had to get to the cap floor. Like, their goal was just to get to the cap floor. They were they were a joke of a franchise. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he was probably told to whatever it takes. If a player gets good, get rid of him. Like, we can't afford to pay him. Like, you look at all the trades and it's like, they took on a lot of dead contracts. They took on a lot of super veteran players. They traded away their draft picks that happened to turn out good, and they went on to other teams to be great. It's just like, I wonder if, like, because the owner in Arizona and how he was with money. He's just like, you know, this guy had a good season. He's up for a contract in a year. You got to get rid of him. Like, we can't pay him, right? Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, I really hesitate on using that history because it was with a joke franchise. Now, if that history was with like Colorado Avalanche or like a Montreal Canadiens, and he was like that, I would say he's a terrible GM. Like he's awful.
Right.
But maybe I'm an optimistic person. I don't know. I'm curious on Tyson and Gary's thoughts though, because for 6 years he basically ran the Coyotes into the ground. His 2016 draft was the best draft of his tenure there, and then it was all downhill.
But like you said, like, I mean, he could never say this, but it almost feels on purpose. It feels very, I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm 50-50. I'm not optimistic, but I also feel like they had a firm involved. It's not like his name was in the front running right away. Like Mats Sundin's name was the worst kept secret for the last 2 months.
Oh, it was attached from day one. Yeah.
We all heard rumor. Yeah. So it was like you went through a big firm to do what we all thought you were going to end up doing with Mats Sundin. Like we could have done that. They could have hired us guys. But I'm wondering like what they know that we don't know about Chayka, or how those multiple interviews went, or, you know what I mean? Like I'm very curious as to how, yeah, because I know what you mean, Matt, with where he came from is a big asterisk on it for me. Like if he had inherited a good team and tanked them, I'd be like, oh no, what are they doing? But that's not what happened. He inherited a bottom feeding team and kept them at the bottom. But they were already at the bottom when he took them, and it's I don't know.
They were never a cap team. They never had players like Matthews and Nylander. They got rid of players whenever they would draft them like that.
If they looked like they were going to be like that, yeah.
Yeah, they draft like 5th overall, and then a year later they'd trade that person. It's just like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how you build a team.
Gary, I'd like your thoughts, and then I'm going to ask you for some clarity on one thing involving him, and then we should probably move on from him. But
I'm open to something big change, and this is a fairly drastic change, I would say. But I kind of don't see it right now. But I'm open to the possibility of it being good.
Well put.
It's at least different, right?
It's at least
different.
Yeah, it is that.
We always criticize the league for just recycling the same 7 GMs and 7 head coaches. So now we've got, I want to say he's someone new, but he's only had 1 gig for 5 years, and he's been out for 5 years. So he's essentially a new GM.
And it's almost the exact opposite gig of Toronto too, from that perspective of zero spotlight on them. He could, like, he ran them into the ground, but nobody really cared. Or, I mean, there'd be the odd investigative report into how the team was run, but not necessarily his management.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's wasn't even with the team yet, and he's realizing how many leaks there are inside the organization, and all the times he's seen his name in the news more this week probably than he had in the 5 years in Arizona. So
sure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And there is something about, I'm stealing this. I don't know who commented this online. But they said in a league where everybody just retreads old tires, this is at least something different. Do you know what I mean?
If it was between him and Mike Gillis, then I think they made the right choice.
That's true. Gillis kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of fell off there.
Now, Elliott said on 32 Thoughts multiple times that he was thinking there was strategic leaks of like fake names because it's been such an open secret of who they were interviewing, who was in town.
Could be.
And so he theorized a couple episodes ago that he thinks people in the organization were just intentionally leaking fake names to just,
So they put Sonny Meta out there just to make Florida.
Well, I think Sonny Meta was an actual target, and then New Jersey was like, "Oh crap, we need to get our guy right now, or he's going to go to the Leafs."
Yeah, I do think so too.
It's interesting because he's going to put it'll be him. He's going to be the GM presiding over what happens with the Matthews era Leafs, right? Like that's who.
And McDavid era Leafs.
And
we'll get there.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yep. Sorry, Tyson. I think I cut you off there.
No, that's. Listen, anytime you cut me off, or anyway. McDavid. So. I'm confused. So, like, I read like 3 articles, kind of speed reading earlier today, kind of like, so Chayka, like I know there's some drama around him and what happened. And I read 3 different articles. One was an Elliott article, and I left more confused than when I started reading about. So he wasn't suspended for this like almost early combine. That was the problem, right? They ran their own. That was not why he was suspended.
No, he lost draft picks for that.
But they lost drafts for that. That was their penalty for having a combine. Now, did they try to keep that a secret, or was it just something like he's new and didn't realize, like, why can't I check out these players before the draft? Like, I honestly don't know.
I'm pretty sure they tried to keep it like a quiet thing. If I remember right, that was the, like, I think it was at a non-indiscreet location, and that's what I remember. Maybe I guess they would have no reason to come out and say, hey, by the way, we're having a draft thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't advertise it.
You wouldn't advertise it, so maybe by nature
it looked bad. Yeah.
But I just kind of think, like, if you look at the combine and the point of it, and it's a way of giving the whole point of it is to give every team the same perspective of all of the draft picks. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be aware of that. So, you know,
which, listen, I partially get. I don't want to get off on the weeds here, but if that's the case, then what is scouting for? Why don't they just all share reports?
Well, that had come up in, again, this whole search, because we're getting more insight into it because it's the Leafs. Like, we just hear more about it.
Oh, yeah. They'll dig. Like,
and the questions were asked, like, do GMs, do scouts keep little black books of, like, their findings and take them from team to team? Or is it, like, team property? Like, while I'm working for the Leafs, anything I scout is Leafs property. It seems like it's, like, their property. So, like, the GMs can keep their own notes and they can take them from team to team. Obviously, he's not allowed to, if he was working on for another team, he's not allowed to tell the Leafs about, like, draft strategy of the other team. That's why, like, when Treliving was hired, he wasn't allowed to be at the draft table for his first year because he had just come from Calgary very recently and the league didn't let him be there. So he couldn't spill Calgary secrets, even though he was the GM. So in 2021, he was suspended for the rest of the calendar year by Bettman for pursuing other jobs while still being 3 years left on his contract with the Coyotes. After that happened, it was revealed that he was hosting private scouting combines for draft prospects, which then dinged them their second round selection in the 2020 and the first round selection in the 2021 draft. So it all kind of came out together. Like, he got suspended for conduct detrimental to the league in the game by breaching his obligation to the club, whatever that means.
I read something funny on that one. So he had asked for permission to talk to other teams, was denied, then got permission after, but it was only permission if it wasn't a lateral move. Like, if you're not leaving us as GM to go to another team as GM, but if it was a promotion, we wouldn't stop you from being promoted. So, like, if he was going to be the president of hockey ops, you can go do that interview. But if you're just switching teams as from GM to GM, then no, is how I read one of the articles. Like, a lateral wasn't allowed, but he took interviews or something without. Yeah.
Anyway, you asked why they couldn't host private scouting combines. Remember, these are their draft picks. These are non-property players, underage players. So, like, the NHL doesn't allow the teams to do that. Like, you can scout them, but you can't invite them to Arizona, put them up at a hotel, book ice time for them, and then, like, evaluate their workout routines, right? Like, that's what the public combine's for. Like, that's the existence of it for a reason.
Can you ask them to jump on the bike when you're scouting them?
Yeah, exactly.
Just asking for a friend.
Can we go into the locker room post game and watch them jump on the bike for their team? Yeah. Anyway, I think it's time to move on. I'm really curious what's going to happen. This is certainly a very different GM than Treliving. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. So if we were clamoring for something different, this is literally the exact opposite. So I guess we should be thankful.
Buckle up. Well, that's a lot. I'm excited.
Boys, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. quick update on the score here since we're watching on the side here, Game 7, the Lightning and the Habs. It is 1-1 going into the third right now. I don't know if this is right, but this
the
is
ice
saying...
is... The ice is tilted, buddy. It is tilted. I was watching the whole...
How many shots did the Habs have right now?
4.
How many did they end the first period?
Still...
No. How many did they end the first period with?
Yeah, I think it was 4.
It was 4. So they got no shots in the second period.
On goal.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when I came down to hop on with you guys, the second period wasn't over and the shots were 18-4.
Yep.
Yeah. When I left. The
Habs had all 4 shots in the first period. They didn't get a shot the entire second period. Game 7, not a shot in the second period.
It's almost Leaf-esque.
I hit refresh on NHL.com because I was like, I don't think that loaded again. I'm like, nope, it did.
Nope, it did. Yep.
Wow.
Speaking of the Lightning,
yes.
Let's get into boys. Yeah, Matt, I'm thirsty too. Let's take a look here at some Big 8 Player of the Week nominees.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
Brandon Hagel, he certainly made a lot of noise. But there's other notable kind of performances going on. So what do you think, boys? Do you think Brandon Hagel, or do we get someone else? I feel like there's someone in Carolina we could also mention.
I also brought up Brendan Hagel just because he seems to be everywhere. By the way, Jay, I'm sporting the root beer.
Oh, nice.
To go the exact opposite of the Hanson brothers who hate none of that stinking root beer. But I am loving the Big 8 root beer. So,
well, while they're busy drinking and not able to defend themselves, I'm going to put up Logan Stankoven from Carolina. That's who Jeremy was referring to. He has 5 goals. Well, he has more than 5 goals. He has 5 goals in 5 games, though, to start a playoff. He has 6 total, I believe.
Wow.
He is the youngest player in NHL history to start a playoff run scoring in 5 straight games. He scored in every game against Ottawa. He opened the scoring in 3 games total this season out of 5 so far. Sorry. He is just a beast. He is everywhere. Every game playoff performer. So I put forward Stankoven.
I think I would prefer him on my team to Rantanen. just saying.
Well, it depends which year you're talking about.
Yeah, which year?
I have many thoughts on this year's Rantanen. Welcome to the Rantanen I know.
I'll just toss a name out here and throw just based on your comments last week. I'll change in a little bit this week. We'll keep a 3 in the number though, and go Mitch Marner.
So that's a good segue.
Inspirational chat that you gave.
Yeah, I need to. Okay, where's the ukulele? I need a ukulele to do an apology video. It's too far to reach. Mitchell, I would like to apologize for my conduct last week. Last week I said you were no different than when you were in Toronto in the Vegas playoff run. You were scared. You were a bit of a wimp. You refused to go to the middle of the ice, and you weren't doing anything. You ended the 6-game series with 7 points and was a +5, including 2 shorthanded assists. So, Mitchell, I'm sorry. You had a good series. I feel so much better. Get that off my chest. It's been weighing on me for days.
Yep, knowing that Mitch saw that, and now you've cleared the air with him. Okay, so we got Marner, we've got Hagel, we've got Stankoven, or as a guy at work called him one day, Stankoven, which is pretty funny.
I decided everybody called him that. I'm not going to lie.
What a name. I think I'm going to have to go with Stankoven because I think it's pretty remarkable what he's doing. So I think I'm going to go with Matt on this one.
Yes. I got one of you.
I agree.
He set an NHL record. Like, how does that not win you Big 8 Player of the Week?
Good.
So I am gonna. This is another situation where if Stankoven doesn't just do what he's done in the last week and a half, it would be Hagel. But I have to give it to Stankoven as well because that's just ridiculous. Any other week, Hagel has a week like that, he gets it. You know what I mean? But
fair.
I mean, I guess the criteria is the player of this week. So that does work.
But I'm just asterisk. Hagel's had an outstanding week. It's just Stankoven's had a better one. Like they've both been ridiculous. But
although maybe we should
look closer.
Stankoven because the Sens series ended when?
I was going to say maybe we should look a little closer when we're saying these words. Seeing as they eliminated the Sens last Saturday.
Yeah, well.
But he broke the record two nights ago or last night or whatever.
Yes.
He's played a game this week.
That's right.
Cannot punish the player for eliminating a team early like everyone wishes they could. So
Colorado just wishes they're as energetic as Carolina was after being off for a week. You know, like Carolina looked like they never missed a beat. They were dominant yesterday.
Yeah. Rest versus rest, right?
All right, Logan. Yep. Have a Big 8 on us.
Yeah. Congrats, buddy.
None of these players have ever called us for their free Big 8. I don't know what's going on. You must not publish our contact information.
I've gotten like private number a bunch of times, but I just ignore it. Maybe that's them. It's either that or the school calling about my kid.
Whatever.
I just ignore it.
Good calls.
Or MB Power after hours. That's what they
Is that like a new TV show? NB Power After Hours?
After dark.
I feel like you don't want After Dark from your power company.
When the lights go
we
out.
can make it dark anytime.
Yeah.
All right. We recapping round 1 or are we talking round 2 here?
I think with the time left, I think let's talk about round 2. That'll inevitably lead to some
conversations
about how they got there. We've got three series decided. Obviously, one is about to be decided here in the next
16:25 of game time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Are we starting in the West? And
Pillow
then
Stick
by the
NHL
time-
bracket,
Pillow
top
fight.
left.
Pillow fight.
Start the pillow fight. So, okay, well, pillow fight, eh? Let's look at the Pacific here. I think Vegas moving on. A lot of people had that. I had Utah as a potential upset, but Vegas kind of shows some old school.
They got that coach bump. Big time.
They got the coach bump.
Won every game since they hired them, and then into the playoffs. Obviously, they lost 2, but you know what I mean. They won the series.
Exactly. So they're playing kind of like the old school Vegas Golden Knights, matched up against the Anaheim Ducks. I feel like none of us are too surprised based on what we've said about what we thought was going to happen in round 1 with the Ducks and the Oilers. I don't think anyone's here is probably too surprised. But yeah, we've got Vegas Ducks round 2. I don't know. Edmonton just we all kind of thought they didn't have the gas in the tank. They McDavid and Draisaitl basically said they weren't as good of a team this year. McDavid was playing through a fractured his ankle, I think.
His foot, yeah. No, foot, yeah.
Foot. He was playing through some stuff. So they sounded like a team that's gone deep in the playoffs 2 years in a row. The comments that they made were interesting. I still think there's a ton of pressure now. I think the best thing for McDavid himself was that they were eliminated in the first round. I think it heaps a ton of pressure on management this summer to do some big stuff.
Something.
We can.
You mean as opposed to going to the final, like in late?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
No, I'm asking a genuine question. Like, if you go to the final and late, then hey, we put the team together to get there. You guys didn't execute. But if they get eliminated in the first round, the pressure shifts back.
Or
he
goes to
team
the final and
composition.
permanently damages his foot.
Yeah, keeps playing through it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think we can discredit the Ducks here. The Ducks have
not at all.
They have and I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are not talking about Joel Quenneville. I think a lot of it is because no one wants to be the one to be talking about him with his history with the Blackhawks and all of that. If we set that aside, it's pretty hard to ignore what he's done in terms of hockey with the Ducks and how he has all those young guys playing. Verbeek went out and got some good young players, some good supporting cast, and they were able to put the boots to the Oilers in round one, and I think they're going to give Vegas a little bit of a fit here. But where do we see this series going?
I think the Anaheim shooters could eat Carter Hart for lunch. Like, as good as Edmonton shooters were, they really weren't that good, actually. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of them were injured or just coming back from injuries, a lot of their high power weapons. But Anaheim's just got speed and skill just oozing out of them. And now they've got confidence. So, like, Carter Hart was not super great in the first round, but he didn't have to be. And I think Anaheim could exploit that.
Yep. Completely agree.
My gut says Vegas takes it, but Anaheim does some damage along the way, I guess. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Vegas took it, but it went 6 games, 7 games. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm really torn, and every time I predict someone to go 6 or 7, it means I'm not shocked at all if it goes the other way, because I was calling the other team to win some, but it's going to be a weird matchup, because I'm not going to lie, when this all started, I just never dreamt we'd see Anaheim and Vegas. I just didn't think it was, like, if you asked me a month ago, I never dreamt we'd be talking about an Anaheim Vegas series. So.
A month ago, we were just laughing about how they were winning the division and going to the second wild card in the course of a night.
Anaheim didn't back down from the physical stuff at the beginning of the Edmonton series either. Like, with the first round, everything was stupid in terms of after scrum cheap shots and stuff, and Anaheim was right there and hung with them.
Yep, agreed.
And Lacombe was a name that I never heard tell of before the Olympics.
Yep.
It's actually true. Yeah. I hadn't heard before he got named to the Olympic team and never played.
That series was quite a showing for him too. So not only do they have the talent up front to score, they can shut you down pretty good too. Dostal in the net.
Exactly. If that's where I was going to go with it.
That said, I don't want to bet against Tortorella. I think they still got the coach shine going. Q versus Tortorella. This is like prime vintage coach matchup.
That's old school, like they've been in the league a long time. Have coached very good teams. I think
Torts is coaching for a contract. Players always play for a contract and they're good. Well, he's coaching for a contract.
Yeah. And I think talking about the goaltending, I think that's a big one. Like, Dostal at times didn't quite look like the regular season Dostal, but he is like game stealing capability. He was that goalie that could have done a lot of damage to Team Canada in the Olympics. He's just like that guy, right? He's not a big name, but has game stealing ability. So you have that versus Carter Hart. I mean, Vegas has not had great goaltending all year, and there's a lot of firepower there. So. And they're high flying, they're playing with that confidence. So I think that's an interesting one. I think too, like, you talk about Vegas being an old school hard team to play against. The Ducks have Radko Gudas, and we've kind of forgot that they have Jacob Trouba, who is also a menace or can be a menace. So I think you get those guys fired up, and that's some pretty heavy, mean guys to play against on your team as well. So. I don't know. I'm with you, Tyson. I think that could actually go. That could go deep. I'll give it to Vegas just because I think the Tortorella bump will sustain them through it. But I do see it going 6 games. So
if my math is right, I just forgot the number. 20 24 goals in 6 games for the Ducks. 10, 17, 23, 27 goals in 6 games for the Ducks. That's pretty good. That's some firepower right there in the playoffs, right? It's over 4 goals a game on average.
Yeah, took pretty good advantage of the classic Edmonton goaltending situation, which
I think they could do to Hart. I know I've said that 3 times now, but
agreed. I think there's a lot of potential. So, also in the West, we got my boys there taking on the Chiefs.
All right, I'm going to sit down for this one. You just talk for like 20 minutes or something. Let me know.
I'm so sad. I could do 2 hours if you want. I see you, Matt. I tried to think about this actually beforehand to try to summarize it. I think with Avs Wild, a lot of people are billing this as a premiere. Could be a Stanley Cup final in the second round and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The Dallas Minnesota series.
Wild in 5, right, guys?
I was thinking 4.
4. Absolutely.
Sweep them right back.
Jeremy chokes me through the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this is interesting. So the Wild Star series was very weird.
What was Dallas doing? Were they even trying? What's happening?
I don't know.
So
last season when the Avs played Dallas, it was similar in the sense that the Avs beat them for the majority of the games at 5-on-5 pretty handily, and then Dallas would get a power play and they would score. They did that again this year, except the extremes were even further apart. They scored an even strength goal in Game 6, 254 minutes from their previous even strength goal.
4 games without an even strength
without an even strength goal. What are you talking about? So they ran this insane power play. And now Minnesota is going to face Colorado, who is the polar opposite. They are more of a mirror image of them, where the power play is not what wins them games. It's really strong, consistent 5-on-5 play. So I think they're just going to get the whole total opposite experience. So in that way, I think that it's going to be more even. I think the special teams are a lot more even. The 5-on-5 is a lot more even. I know I'm going to sound like a homer here, but when your team is playing as good as it is, it's hard for them to face anybody in the playoffs where I'm going to say there's a deeper team than they are. Yeah. So if you're talking, 5-on-5, I think it's going to go either way. I think that the Avalanche are going to have the better potential matchups, especially now with Joel Eriksson Ek missing the first 2 games. Spurgeon is supposed to be, not Spurgeon, Jonas Brodin is supposed to be out for 2 games. And the Avs have been sitting around for a week, recovering from bumps and bruises. They are out Josh Manson right now, which is a bit of a loss. But I do give the edge to the Avs. The interesting thing is the goaltending. Wedgwood's never been in this situation. Wallstedt's never been in this situation. So there's a lot of similarities between the two. And I think if Wedgwood can keep playing the way he is, if the defense is able to defend the way they have been and make it predictable for him, then I think he's going to continue to do well. And Wallstedt, I think, is a bit more of a wild card because he's really he's kind of been a revelation this season, right? So that's my thought. I tried to distill it.
Never apologize for being a homer. If it was the Leafs against Minnesota, I would say the Leafs are going to sweep them 4-0. It doesn't matter, okay? You just always go for your team.
You go your team.
Also, real-time follow-up. Montreal got a shot on net. It was a shot. It was a shot. It was a shot from the center ice. Basically, it bounced in.
Yep.
That was their first one. Now I see they've got another one.
Yes.
So they're really cruising now.
24-6, the shots. Yeah.
Okay,
I may or may not. If you see me looking this way, that's what I'm.
Yeah, I'm up here to the corner, so really evident I'm watching. I'm scared of Minnesota. Like, I just am. They've got so many weapons now, and I don't think like Hughes and Faber are going to be able to run around like they did in the Dallas series. No. Dallas just let them do whatever they wanted all of the time. Colorado's not going to let that happen, so I think it'll be more locked down on that front, but I'm scared.
The Hughes Faber thing, what they got, like Makar and Taves, it's more the Makar one-man show and Taves securing, like Faber.
To bail him out.
Yeah, Faber is like he's like right below the Hughes Makar line there. So
he's underrated.
You can try to shut Hughes down, but then you're leaving Faber wide open to hit the offense. I don't know how easy it's going to be to shut them down.
And they'll play a lot too. I mean, Hughes plays a huge
60% of the game.
Oh yeah.
Like you're going to have them two out there with Makar on the other side for most of the game.
It's because, one puck. Yeah. It's because Hughes doesn't kill penalties. It's not a penalty. That's part of it too, is right. He gets a lot of that even strength time because he doesn't kill penalties, and Makar is on their first penalty kill unit, so they got to manage those minutes differently. But I think there's a threat from him all the time. There will be the whole time, and it doesn't always have to be him out there with Hartman, Kaprizov, and Zuccarello. It could be, it could be anybody. So yeah, for sure.
I have trouble giving anybody an advantage in that series. I think it's just
going to be crazy
awesome.
tight. Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's either going to be extremely high scoring or it's going to be overtime every game.
And I will say too, this game one, whatever happens, I don't think you can judge it because
no.
Because Minnesota is going to like
both teams.
They're going to play a
know
team
how to come back from that. Yeah,
they know how to come back. And the Avs play completely. They are going to play them completely differently than Dallas just did. So it's either going to catch them off guard or it's going to be like a fire wagon type of game. Like
Colorado definitely has the advantage down the middle by far.
Well, this is what I come back to is like the Nelson line and the Kadri lines. I think those two guys and Kadri more recently they've had to adjust to playing less minutes. Nelson came from a 1C situation. Kadri's coming from a 1C situation. And I think they're having a little bit of trouble with like just less ice time overall in terms of like being able to generate the same chemistry. But I've seen enough to know that like I'm not worried about it. Like it's a pretty luxury thing to
Nelson will get lots more ice time once Kadri gets suspended anyway.
No, Toronto's not in the playoffs. He can't be
suspended. There's an interesting thing there with Nelson in the Wild. He's against his Team USA GM. He's against Faber and Hughes, and he's against John Hines, who was also on Team USA's penalty kill coach, which Brock Nelson's a big part of the penalty kill.
Montreal just scored from behind the net to go up one.
Wow.
Rebound off the goalie's back and in, or off the goalie's pad.
They've doubled their shots in this third period.
It's funny. I was going to say something. They had like 2+ minutes of sustained pressure and looking like shots everywhere, and none got through. They didn't get a single shot out of it.
Classic Lightning. So yeah, we got to get to the we got to get to the East here, but yeah, I think everyone is probably saying 7 games, and they don't know who to.
I don't know who to pick, to be honest. I like to cheer for
Wild just to be contrary.
I like to cheer for Colorado in the playoffs once Toronto gets knocked out because you like to cheer for them. They're a fun team. They're good.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty solid to put up a good fight. But I don't know with this one, man. I could flip a coin and go either way. But I hope for your sake they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want 25% of us to be happy in life.
Yeah. Well,
what will we have to talk about if they get eliminated?
It's true. Last pod.
Done
We're done
doing this show. I'm done.
Switch over to the Blue Jays. Hopefully they're
That's
good by then.
Yes, because the Blue Jays podcast. Just ignore the Stanley Cup winner.
I mean, we're just like eliminated players. A lot of them don't watch the playoffs after they get booted, which just blows my mind. Like, why would you not? But I guess it's too hard, I guess. So the East. Let's talk about McAvoy's baseball swing at the game of being eliminated.
What happened?
But don't worry.
There?
It came out later that he had a fractured hand. Well, it didn't affect his ability to take a two-hander.
So, like, is he going to start next season with suspension? Is that what happens there?
He was offered an in-person hearing for that, so he's going to get 6+.
Yeah.
Now, which is funny because Ridley Gregg, as we talked about, got a phone hearing for 5 or less. And yet this two-handed slash, which didn't just, I mean, it was brutal. He should get a huge suspension for it. But we already talked about the sucker punch. That should be more. But anyway, so Buffalo versus the winner of the game we're currently watching, which is currently the Montreal Canadiens.
Wow.
As painful as it is for me to say, I think Edmonton losing, the worst part of that, to go back a second, was that that Montreal is now going to be called Canada's team no matter what happens. And I hate it so much because they're not my team. Like, anyway, so Buffalo versus Tampa Bay or Buffalo versus Montreal. What do you guys think about how that series could go?
I hope it's Montreal. Despite everything you just said, and I'm sorry about that, but like, give me Buffalo, Montreal. Holy cow.
It would be a fun series to watch, I will say, if I can try to stay objective.
Feel like it's watching like two gangs of kids at a skate park fight each other.
But wasn't it Buffalo and Tampa Bay that had the big fight nights?
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Either way, it's a win-win for hockey fans that don't have a team in it, I think. But
if it's Montreal, I'll put in my early pick there for Big 8 Player of the Week next week.
I wonder who it could be.
Wow.
The guy who's done absolutely nothing in this 7-game series so far.
Oh, dear. Yeah. It's the thing is with the problem that I'm going to have talking about Buffalo from here on out is I'm going to keep saying the same thing. Well, I have nothing to compare to. They seem like a good team. I don't know if the wheels are going to fall off. They keep giving me more reason to prove that they're not.
The goaltending seems.
Yeah, I think they started slow. Like, I mean, they came back and they won game 1, but they were behind for most of it. It was just like a 4-minute flurry in the third period that won the game. Yeah. And then they weren't in the second one at all. But then they found their footing because, like, they've got to be nervous. They have never been in the playoffs, a lot of these players. So, like, it's expected to do that. And then I think they found their footing. So I think both teams, either team that plays them, it'll be a fantastic series. I'm trying to think if like Buffalo has an advantage over Tampa Bay or an advantage over Montreal. Like I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think Buffalo, like if they were to face Tampa Bay, if Tampa Bay comes back and wins this, I think Buffalo has more firepower. I think they're a more dangerous.
Oh, I think so. I think so. Yeah. Yep.
But you're talking about goaltending, like it's. Although we're
UPL or Lion,
yeah. It's
not the first one.
Like as it stands right now, Montreal has 2 goals on 8 shots on Vasilevsky. Now the first one was a deflection that he could do nothing about. And I haven't seen I am not watching the game. So
the second one was Newhook on a weird bounce off of Vasilevsky's butt. That is the truth.
From like behind the goal line. So
from behind the goal line.
Not a great look for Vasi.
Yeah. Bounced off like 3 different things, including his, right buttock and into the back of the net. Yeah, just a weird.
They haven't beat him clean, is what you're saying. Yeah,
I guess is
exactly. But that's still on him. If he was hugging the post, that doesn't go in, right? So like it is what it is. But
right.
Yeah.
So we can come back to that series if you want, because we might know a winner of this in the next 7 minutes.
On the next
So
3 minutes of real time. We're almost at an hour.
Yeah, true enough.
Let's see how it goes. Let's skip and come back.
Yeah, we can come back to it.
Maybe Montreal will put a couple more in or something. It'll be determined. So this series started yesterday. Philadelphia and Carolina. Carolina coming off the sweep of the Sens, and Philly coming off the surprising, unexpected 4-2 series win over Pittsburgh. I don't know if a lot of people had them winning by that margin.
I didn't.
I guess 4-3 is the only closer margin, I suppose, but it seems like it's a bigger deal.
There's no need to revisit the first round picks. No, nobody should go back and reference that episode.
I'll still say you don't vote against Carolina before the conference final. So I think I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with them for this round as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same.
I think it's an easy one. I think you pick Carolina again. I think Philadelphia took. Pittsburgh. Like we thought there might be a chance there because they've had such a good regular season. They seem like they turned the clock back a little bit, but it just looks like Father Time is inevitable. They couldn't keep up with Philly, but I don't think none of those problems exist with the Hurricanes. Zero. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the East, if not the best team in the East. And purely because you just don't bet against them before the conference final. You just don't.
And then they're terrible. Yep. So next round, they lose, no matter who they're playing.
Yeah,
it's a weird one.
So it's been fun. It's been a fun story with the Flyers and, seeing those young guys. But I think they're going to hit the wall here. They're going to get ground down, forechecked to death. None of their shots are going to get through. And, I don't think it's going to be too long.
Don't think Darth Vader can save the day?
Well, Gary,
I think he's going to get shelled. Darth Vader.
But I'm not going to lie. I didn't think Philly was going to get. I feel like my gut is all wrong because I didn't think we'd be talking about this right now. So, my gut is, Carolina in 4 or 5. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? That's my gut. And then, but my gut was also Pittsburgh in 6. So. I'm very
I can't find the shots.
I'm just looking for it now. Yeah,
you're looking for this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's going to go up by a lot.
Yeah. Quantity over quality sometimes.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the game 6, this was an overtime game. Philly had 32 shots. Pittsburgh had 42. I'm trying to see for the whole series though.
And that's an elimination. If you're going to be playing desperate, you're going to be playing.
Oh, they were laying the shots to him in overtime.
In the first game, the shots were 20-18 for the Flyers. They won that 3-2. The second 3-2. One was
what?
The first game.
Oh, of the first
series.
Sorry, I thought you meant last night's game. I was like, no, the Hurricanes beat them 3-0.
Oh, no. Sorry, talking about just looking back at the Flyers Penguins.
Got it.
Yeah. Game 2 was a little different. Pittsburgh got 27 shots. Philly got 24. There is a point to this. Yeah, it's looking to me like Pittsburgh never got, other than until they got to the elimination games, they didn't even get their shots were all in the 20s.
Now game Carolina 1 of round 2.
They will get last night's game 30 shots.
No, last night they had 23. So
okay, well there goes that.
They also lost the
facts.
face-offs. They also lost the face-offs, lost the hits. Lost the giveaways, lost the takeaways, and won the game 3-0. So
sounds like
that
a
in your pipe and smoke in advanced analytics.
Yeah, perfect.
What's their PDO, Jeremy, or whatever you were saying last episode?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I don't have that up. I don't ever ready to go, but yeah.
So is anybody taking Philadelphia in this series? Tyson, Gary?
No.
Oh gosh, no. I mean, it'd be a cool upset story if it happens. Like, I don't have a, you know what I mean, a dog in the fight or anything. But I just can't see it. I just can't see it. So,
Do you see the Kane social media team going after Gritty after that game?
Oh god, no.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yep.
That's two pretty good social media presences going at each other.
Yeah. So Gritty posted like a close up of his eyes. It's like round 2, and the Canes mascot named Stormy after the game responded with, "Welcome to hell, you Muppet reject."
No way.
Yeah. So that's something to keep an eye on. Yeah. I thought, okay, we got a series now. We're good. Like,
that's awesome. I will say the clips of Gritty beating up the Penguin mascot over and over again and
so
throwing
good.
it was worth the whole thing.
Funny.
Just so funny.
So
or you see the one where he's like chasing people in Penguins jerseys like through the halls of the arena, and it's like just helping some Penguin fans get home safely, and he's like and chasing them.
Oh, so good.
And he's so terrifying. He's like,
he's
such
awful to look at. Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's 2 minutes left in the third here, boys. What are we doing?
We're watching it.
We're staying on.
So a week ago, I would have said that Philadelphia has as good a chance of winning as John Chayka has of becoming Toronto's next GM.
That's
Do you consider yourself a Leafs fan, Gary? Because you don't talk like you are. He is going to be the greatest GM this franchise has ever seen.
I hope so.
In 2 years' time, he trades for McDavid. He re-signs Matthews and McDavid because they're both expiring at the same time. He re-signs them both for $2 million each to like build a super team. Short-term deals, 3 to 5 year deals at $2 million apiece, and then we just go on a run and win cup after cup after cup.
Oh,
just saying.
$2 million apiece, and they just coincidentally get this Rogers advertising campaign worth about
worth $50, $60 million a year. Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, if they could do it with Stamkos, bringing in like Canadian Tire to offer him like $10 million a year at the time to be a spokesperson, like I can't believe the league didn't have a problem with that. Like, we're not going to pay you a lot of money, but look at all these endorsement deals we can get you. They're right here in the room with us.
But it's so hard because, like, how can they sit? Like, how do you can't, like, outside of the league, you can't, control what.
How do you combat that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's an issue with that. I just thought it was interesting that the Leafs in their meeting had representatives from like advertising companies for Canadian Tire in the room with them.
So like, funny.
Chayka can't even like put his prospects on a bike without getting suspended. These guys bring in representatives to offer off the table money to players. Like, come on.
Oh, Vasilevsky.
That was a filler for the commercial break, guys. It's still 2 minutes left.
This feels like NBA playoff games. All the fouls at the end of the game. It takes 20 minutes to play the last 2 minutes.
That's for the ads too, Gary.
Rogers got to pay the bill somehow, especially if the Habs get eliminated tonight.
Yep. I was talking to somebody about the playoff format, and they were saying, we got to switch this. And I was telling them, you need your best matchups in the first round so everybody can get their advertising money in.
Yep.
So everybody's watching in the first round.
Yep.
Oh, I think that's why Batman is, he loves the first round format.
Yeah. Go to the second round, you lose half your fans.
Yeah. It like from a business, if you have the most hockey games in the first round of the highest stakes,
Make them the most interesting.
Yeah.
It's the correct thing to do business-wise. It's unfortunate for only a handful of teams who you could be stuck in a division with already super competitive teams. And there's a few of you stuck in one. It happens in baseball too. Right? Like it's the same thing. Yeah. The Jays every year get the Red Sox and the Yankees. Yeah. Like it's not, it is what it is, right? But
yeah, I mean, I watch way more hockey in the first 2 rounds, obviously, than the rest. Not because there's more, but just because it's on all the time. Right? Like I can just turn on every night. There's multiple games.
There's a game on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you get to the Cup final, it's like a game every 2 days. And then when they change cities, it's a 2-day break in between. So like that 7-game series takes 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're the only game in town, right? So weather's nicer. It's easier to get distracted, June. Right? Like,
oh boy.
I'm curious how next season, how 84 games will go. They're cutting off some preseason and going to 84. Interesting.
Be very interesting on the Olympic years.
Yeah.
True.
Oh.
I think must be ahead of me or something. Because I'm
the delayed reactions.
Skate faster. Come on, call yourself a captain.
Man, I don't know. How could you imagine a team winning with Kucherov on it the way he's playing? How can you win with a player like that on your team?
It's not only how he's playing, but like his body language is awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a save.
Okay, yeah, I watched it different times.
Yeah, like Kucherov, every time he turned the puck over on a power play, and he's just like at the bench, like putting his arms up, like, what's happening, guys? And, like, he tried to pass it, and it went 7 feet. Like, you whiffed it. It's not like the guy didn't get the pass or went over his stick. Like,
so.
Oh, was that Hagel with the save?
Yeah,
it was Hagel with the save.
After what I saw today, I was actually watching the Wildcats.
The runner-up, Tyson.
It was 1-1, and the Armada dumped it in. The goalie froze the puck with 1.5 seconds left instead of just letting it go behind the net. So there was a face-off, and with 1.5 seconds left, face-off straight back, one-timer, the Armada scored, and they won with 1.5 seconds left. I was watching it with Gabe, too, and I was just like, dude, you have no idea how rare this is.
Brain fart, man. Brain fart.
And
dump it into the corner.
And I said to it, oh, Rudy, like, why did you do that? Just let it go. You didn't even have anyone that close to you. And they lost. Now it's coming back to Moncton for Game 7. But
did the Hanson brothers get invited back yet?
They kind of invite themselves.
All right, 15 seconds left. 2-1 Montreal. Wow. See what happens. Can they really win a Game 7 with 9 shots on net? 0 in the second period?
Oof.
I paused it for a second to try to get on with you guys. There we go.
Oh, I refreshed to get up to with you.
I'm at 5.7. What are you guys at?
I think we all
15.3.
Oh, you're kidding.
Did he put it over the net from the other end?
Oh,
it is a
penalty.
Dog pug.
Oh, Matheson.
No way.
It's going to be a Wildcat replacement here. 5.7 seconds, a little more than 1.
Power play now.
The centerman has to just fall on the puck on the faceoff. He can't lose this at all.
Can't lose it.
Wow, did he ever rifle that thing?
This is one of those deals where nothing might happen and it can go terribly wrong. You know what I mean? Like this is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be here for another 12.
Good time for a commercial break.
This break is brought to you by Big 8. 6.3 left, 6 on 4.
There is a lot of red jerseys.
I'm curious if Montreal plays Buffalo, how much of a Habs home games in Buffalo are going to be. Like, I think the fans are going to show up, obviously, because they should. Like, Buffalo fans 100%. Showed up against Boston, but Canadian teams, so easy to get there, so willing to get there, much cheaper than the Bell Center tickets. Like,
boys, there could be a Montreal game during Grand Prix weekend. Oh, imagine the traffic we're going to be dealing with.
Oh my goodness. Let's make a $1,500 weekend a $5,000 weekend.
5. 10.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You guys already have accommodations booked, or?
I think so. I hope so.
Jeremy's in charge of that.
I mean, didn't they get canceled last time on you? If I'm remembering the story
multiple
right?
times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if there's a Habs home game in that town, then maybe they get canceled again.
I'm so sorry for anybody
May
listening.
24th is a long ways away, though. I think you guys are safe for this round.
I can't believe it. Wow. Okay.
There it is.
So we're getting Montreal and Buffalo. They are going to beat the crap out of each other.
For the first couple games. And they usually calm down.
For the first couple games, and they calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird to see Corey Perry not lose in the Stanley Cup final.
Although he tied a record today for the second most elimination games ever participated in or something like that. I read some stat.
Wow.
I think that's what it was. Don't hold me to it. It's second or third or something like that.
I guess it makes sense. He's going to go to the final that many times.
Yeah. Also, this is, I think, the 4th year in a row that the Lightning have been eliminated in the first round. Which, I mean, when that happens to Toronto, the world is falling and you need to fire the coach and fire the GM and stuff. But
so maybe
Cooper's up for coach of Cooper's up for coach of the year, and we weren't allowed to talk to their GM, so he's safe. So
hold off on that Bruce Cassidy signing for a day or two, Chayka.
Cooper may be available.
Maybe he can. Maybe he can take that Jack Adams.
Could you imagine him with the media?
John Cooper as a Leafs coach would be something
I already
else.
can't stand the guy. Like, he's just so pompous, for lack of a better term. I could not handle him as my coach. I'm sorry, I just couldn't.
Well,
you just have to take on the villain role. Accept the dark side.
Anyway, I guess congrats to Montreal.
Yeah, I was just going to say congrats to Montreal. It's been how long has it been since we've seen a 7-game series where every single game was a 1-goal game? All of them.
I don't know.
I don't even know how to look that up. So that's like every game was close. Like that was right down to if they had more than 6.3 seconds left with 6 on 4, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like, yeah.
I want somebody to mock Perry with like the crying eyes, like he was doing in the box there in game 2 or 3 or whatever it was.
Wow. Well, Buffalo and Montreal will be fun to watch. I will say that.
But who you got?
That'll be. I don't know. That's another one I don't know.
Yeah, we got to do our
feel like I can't make. I don't know.
Pick one.
Because I'm surprised at both.
Pick one. Do it.
Either way, Matt, it hurts.
Do it. Do it.
Fall on your sword.
Do it.
I think Montreal beats Buffalo.
Big fan. Okay, Gary, who you got?
It could also go 7, by the way. That's my theory.
I hope so.
I will go on record with the Buffalo Sabres.
Are you even Canadian at this point? What is wrong with you?
Hey,
all right, Jeremy.
They sing "Oh Canada" in Buffalo.
That's true. Jeremy, who you got?
I think Montreal is going to. I think they're going to do it.
I always knew you were wrong. All right, I'm going to take Buffalo. I'm going to go with Gary on this one.
Okay, we're going to go for a split.
I really don't know.
I still think it's going to be a long series, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It could be a 7-game series, and I honestly don't know. But if you're making me pick right now, wow, though, like it's.
See, if I have to root for someone, I know everyone forgets this, but I'm always rooting for Alex Newhook in Montreal, who is a cup winner with Colorado from Newfoundland. They have murals painted of him in Newfoundland, and he's a good guy, so I'm always rooting for him.
Fair enough.
And you're just going to tell Bo Byram to go shove it.
Nice,
Casey
Gary.
Middlestat.
Nice.
Good point. Good point.
All right, guys. Well, that's been a pleasure. Different episode for sure. Everyone just listening to us watch the last 2 minutes of a hockey game, but
That's
wow.
true.
Yep.
That's true enough.
Good thing we were
So
live.
that game starts, that series, starts on Wednesday. So they get a couple days off. Round 2, game 1.
Okay.
So the Carolina series will be done by then.
Nice. And on that note, thanks, Big 8. Everybody keep your stick on the ice.